Okay, recording and transcription will start. Someone want to test to make sure we can see this externally? I think
Test,
we're about
test.
ready to go.
I'm pulling it up right now, Erica, in another tab, just to confirm
Awesome.
we can see it.
Thank you.
It looks like it's taken just a second. Okay, it looks good, and it is beaming live.
All right, good evening.
Okay.
The electronic town council meeting for Tuesday, January 27, 2026 is now called to order. In accordance with Executive Order Number 31 issued by the Governor of the State of North Carolina, declaring a state of emergency and pursuant to North Carolina General Statutes 166A-19.24, we are conducting an electronic meeting. As we begin this meeting, the town clerk will call each member by name and ask them to identify him or herself for the record, so that the records reflect who's present and participating in the meeting. Mr. Coleman, if you would, please call the roll.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. As I call your name, please unmute yourself and indicate by saying here or present. Mayor Gilbert?
Here.
Mayor Gilbert? Mayor Pro Tem Mahaffey?
Here.
Councilmember Gray?
Present.
Councilmember Zigerman?
Present.
Councilmember Reese?
Present.
Councilmember Moo?
Here.
All 5 members of the Apex Town Council are present, and we have established a quorum. Now we'll call each member of the executive leadership team. Town Manager Randy Vosberg.
Present.
Town Attorney Lori Hoey.
Present.
Deputy Town Manager Sean Purvis.
Present.
Assistant Town Manager Marty Stone.
Present.
Assistant Town Manager Demetria John.
Present.
And myself, Alan Coleman. Thank you. That concludes the attendance portion of tonight's meeting.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. A few other announcements. The public is welcome to view this meeting by visiting the Town of Apex website at www.apexnc.org/838/agendas-minutes and click on the public link under the header electronic format, regular town council meeting, January 27, 2026, or contact the town clerk's office by telephone at 919-249-1260. Members of the town clerk's office is ready to assist you now if needed. The meeting will be recorded and uploaded to the town's YouTube channel on Wednesday, January 28, 2026. Public comment will not be accepted during this electronic meeting. Members of the public were able to submit written comments to the town clerk by emailing townclerk@apexnc.org. As a reminder for my colleagues and to inform those who may be watching, during an electronic meeting, all matters requiring action by the council shall be conducted by a roll call vote. After a motion is made and properly seconded, The town clerk will call the roll of each member present and announce the results of the vote. If a member of the body loses connection during the meeting, please notify the town clerk that you have lost connection. The town clerk will announce the member is no longer present and ensure a quorum of the body still remains. If I lose connection, the mayor pro tem will continue running the meeting until I'm able to rejoin. When you are not speaking, kindly remember to mute yourself to prevent any background noise interference. Are there any questions before we begin? All right, hearing none. I will ask our town clerk to share the meeting agenda on the screen and ask my colleagues if there are amendments to the meeting agenda as presented. All right, are there any recommended changes to the agenda? Hearing none, I will ask if there's a motion to approve the regular meeting agenda as presented.
So moved.
Motion, Mayor Pro Tem.
Second.
Second, Zigerman. Mr. Clerk, if you would, please do a roll call vote.
Mayor Pro Tem Mahaffey. Mayor Pro Tem Mahaffey. Mayor Pro Tem Mahaffey. Mayor Pro Tem Mahaffey, are you hearing me?
You're muted.
Looks like you lost audio.
Aye.
Audio. There you go.
Councilmember Gray.
Aye.
Councilmember Zigerman.
Aye.
Councilmember Reese.
Aye.
Councilmember Moo.
Aye.
That passes unanimously, 5-0.
All right, thank you, Mr. Coleman. Now we will consider the consent agenda. The town clerk is now displaying the consent agenda on the screen. Are there any questions or comments as he displays on the screen?
Mr. Mayor, I have one question for clarification and transparency, perhaps for the town manager, to talk a bit about consent agenda item number 1 and who is applicable, who is qualified and who is excluded from this program, just again, for transparency's sake.
Okay, thank you, Councilmember Reese. Mr. Manager, Foster.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for the question, Councilmember Reese. So this is a program that has been put together by Wake County. They're putting together a cohort. So the participating jurisdictions, there are several towns that are putting participants forward, as well as the county. And it is a program intended for staff within the towns in the different jurisdictions. So for clarification, we are not anticipating any elected officials being a part of this program. It would just be a staff program. There's a selection process that people can apply. We intend to have pretty wide representation in the portfolios. It's a multi-year program. And like I said, it's the county and several towns that are participating, but it is a staff program.
Thank you very much for that, Manager Vosberg. I am satisfied with that and ready to proceed.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Reese. Thank you, Manager Vosberg. All right, any further discussion? All right, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
I think I got Mayor Pro Tem. Motion second was Zigerman.
Second.
All right, Mr. Clerk, if you would, please call the roll.
Mayor Pro Tem Mahaffey.
Aye.
Councilmember Gray.
Aye.
Councilmember Zigerman.
Aye.
Councilmember Reese.
Aye.
Councilmember Moo.
Aye.
The consent agenda passes unanimously, 5-0.
All right, thank you, Mr. Coleman. We move now to the town manager report. See our town manager report from our great town manager, Randy Vosper.
Thank you, Mayor. I will keep it brief. I just had a couple things. First, I would be remiss if I didn't put a huge thank you out there to town staff for all of their efforts this past weekend in both the storm preparation and also for our visit from the monks that came through our jurisdiction. So thank you to all the teams. I won't list them because I'll leave somebody out. It was a true group effort with several departments mobilizing and people staying overnight, in some cases a couple different nights in the town. And so we appreciate their efforts. I also want to say thank you to the residents of Apex for number one, being prepared and listening to the messaging, but number two, for staying home and not being on the roads. That really was a tremendous benefit to the town and avoided a lot of unnecessary accidents. So 2 huge thank yous to our residents and to staff. The last thing I've got was hoping to get a brief discussion related to our Thursday work session. And we've got from the last work session, we bumped a couple of items pertaining to the data center. We still have the public safety portion to present. And there's also some follow-up that's coming from our planning department to summarize the questions. I don't think they have all the answers, but they wanted to summarize the things that we were looking at for further research to bring back. So they're going to have a small presentation. Then we have a public safety, both PD and fire would present. So wanted to see if there was any kind of direction or guidance in terms of how council wants to proceed on Thursday. Obviously, we can be there for the duration. I'm not saying anything to discourage you from going late. It's on the calendar from 3:30 to 5. There's no legal reason you can't go past 5. That's just the guideline we've put out there. But we wanted to kind of plan our resources, plan for staffing, and see, because the remainder of that work session also is the quarterly presentation from PD. There's the quarterly presentation from the fire department. And then we had a brief presentation of pulling together on the EMS meeting that you all attended at the county. So we wanted to have our fire chief kind of briefly summarize that topic and see if there were any lingering questions. So we have quite a bit to cover. We also, as a backup, have now a clear docket for February 17th, which is a scheduled work session for council. We had a topic that is not going to be ready. Our consultant has some further work to do. So that recently became clear. So we've got that as a backup. So we have a couple different ways to proceed. We can see how much we get done and just call it when you guys get tired. And then everything that's left would go to that work session on the 17th. Or we could say, okay, we plan on going till 6, 7, 8 and set a time. And then we can do some planning because we have a pretty good idea of what the staff portion will be on the presentations. The unknown factor is the question side, but we would welcome any kind of input so that we can structure that better.
All right, thank you, Mr. Vosberg. I just want to make sure I understood you correctly. So the February 17th work session schedule, there's nothing on that agenda right now currently, right?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
I would tell you just for myself, and I would like to hear from my colleagues, but I would like to keep the data center separate and apart from the other items from public safety, because it's a lot of information at once. And I know we're on information overload. I left early, of course, the last meeting, but I know it's quite a bit of information to absorb. But I'm open for anything, so discussion from other colleagues.
I have no problem trying to cover as much as we can on Thursday. Also looking at February, we have a 3-day retreat the week preceding that work session. So that becomes quite a bit of time commitment. So if there's nothing on the February 17th agenda, I would prefer for that to be canceled, or we can leave it on the calendar just in case for now. But I prefer to truck through it on Thursday and get as much done as we can, instead of punting the data center discussion by a whole month.
Yeah, I just want to be clear. What my suggestion was, or recommendation was, to get all of the data center covered that night, but don't enter the other that's scheduled. Am I off base here? I'm thinking about the stuff covering the, I think on the agenda was flop and all of that stuff. Is that a whole separate meeting item, Mr. Vosberg?
Yes, sir. So the one on the work session on Thursday was originally set for PD and fire. As you recall, it was bumped from a previous work session. So we pushed that to this coming Thursday. Then as we were running late on the data center, the remaining items were, because it's the same group presenting, it was decided to put that all on for Thursday. And staff is prepared to present on that Thursday. We just wanted to make sure and see if we can plan for it. If the wish of the group is to hear it all, we'll prepare for that and be ready. And I think the estimate right now, I would say with data center, we probably have about an hour and a half of material on that left. Again, pending questions could make that a little bit longer. And then the normal public safety work session, our plan was to fit that into the hour and a half that was originally booked. So we probably have about 3 hours of material. That accounts for some questions, but maybe not all questions. And if there's anything additional.
Okay, well, if it's just 3 hours, I mean, I'm good with 3 hours. I thought it was a bit more, so I'm good either way. Other colleagues?
I concur with the idea of trying to get it all done. Staying a little bit later to me sounds better than having to drag everyone else all back there for another day. And the convenience of moving this stuff was the sort of synergy between the data center being public safety and also this being the public safety work session, having the same group of people there. So.
All right, anyone else?
Yeah, I have no strong feelings one way or the other. I defer to my colleagues.
Okay. Well, it sounds like
agree.
we are, I'm sorry, Councilmember Moot, I'm sorry.
I mean, I agree. Let's get it done. Yeah.
Okay. Councilmember Reese, you good?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. What I was going to say is that sounds good. I just wanted for us to all be on the same page about exactly what you laid out, Manager Vosberg, which is the intensity of the session, and just to ensure, obviously, that the public is aware that appropriate staff are there. And obviously, we just wanted to be respectful of their time as well. So perhaps to Councilmember Zagerman's point, we knock out that and we're able to skip the work session on the 17th. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Coleman, you had input?
I just wanted to make sure everyone's on the same page. Randy, we're saying move up the data center discussion to be first, right? So reordering the agenda. So where data center is first, which is different from what is published. So I just wanted to make a reminder that we are going to do data center first, then kind of work down the agenda.
Yeah, and I think that would be beneficial if we do have any planning board members that attend, and that way, I mean, they're certainly welcome to stay, but they could leave after that part if they wished. And other people that are watching, if they only wanted to tune in for that piece, they could not have to watch the rest either. As much as we love it.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Vosberg?
No, sir. Thank you. That's it.
All right. Thank you for that report. All right. We move now to the town clerk's report. Ms. Coleman.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Council. Just 2 updates. We do have some advisory board appointments that will be coming back before you all on February the 10th. Just as a reminder, we do have 2 vacant positions on the planning board. Our ETJ representative, who is holding over until his replacement is named, as well as a regular corporate limits member. We are still accepting applications, so just putting that out there. We also have an alternate position on the Board of Adjustment and 2 positions on our Environmental Advisory Board, so encouraging folks to apply there. We are also working diligently with our lobbyist on our legislative agenda for this session. They are coming to our department directors meeting next week, and then we'll be before you at the retreat. So bring your ideas to that session. So that's all I have. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Coleman. We move now to public comment received. I want to thank you for all those who have presented comments to us. As previously mentioned, we will not have any live public comment during this electronic meeting. I will call upon town clerk to announce if any written comments were received. Mr. Clerk.
Yes, sir, Mayor. We received only one written comment that was forwarded to you all from Elisa Hare regarding the data center. That is the only public comment received written.
Okay, thank you. That concludes our public comment. We move now to proclamations, special presentations. All of the proclamation and special presentations previously scheduled for this evening have been deferred until February 10th, 2026. We'll also be continuing each of our public hearing items until February 10th, 2026. For clarity and so that the minutes reflect an accurate account, we will conduct a roll call vote on each public hearing item separately. Are there any questions before we begin the public hearing portion of our meeting? All right, hearing none. We'll start with public hearing item number 1, annexation number 812-224, Olive Chapel Road, 2.13 acres. This item is proposed to be continued until February 10th, 2026. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion is Zigerman.
Second.
Second, Gray. All right, Mr. Clerk, if you would call the roll call vote, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Mahaffey,
Aye.
Councilmember Gray,
Aye.
Councilmember Zigerman,
Aye.
Councilmember Reese,
Aye.
Councilmember Mu.
Aye.
That passes unanimously, 5-0.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Now we move to public hearing number 2, annual operating budget, public hearing fiscal year 2026, 2027. This is one of two. This item is proposed to be continued until February 10th, 2026. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Move.
I think I got Gray, second, Mahaffey. Mahaffey, second. All right. All right. Mr. Colby, if you would conduct the roll call vote, please.
Sure. Mayor Pro Tem Mahaffey,
Aye.
Councilmember Gray,
Aye.
Councilmember Zigerman,
Aye.
Councilmember Reese,
Aye.
Councilmember Mu.
Aye.
5-0. That passes unanimously.
All right. Thank you. We move now to public hearing number 3, electric time of use TOU rate schedule amendments, small, medium, and large general service rate riders. This item is proposed to be continued until February 10th, 2026. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Zigerman.
Second.
Second, Reese. All right, Mr. Clerk, if you would conduct the roll call vote.
Absolutely. Mayor Pro Tem Mahaffey,
Aye.
Councilmember Gray,
Aye.
Councilmember Zigerman,
Aye.
Councilmember Reese,
Aye.
Councilmember Mu.
Aye.
5-0. That passes unanimously.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. We move now to public hearing number 4, rezoning case number 25CZ17-0 Smith Road. This item is also proposed to be continued until February 10th, 2026. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mahaffey, motion.
Second.
Second, Zigerman. Mr. Clerk, if you would conduct a roll call vote.
Absolutely. Mayor Pro Tem Mahaffey,
Aye.
Councilmember Gray,
Aye.
Councilmember Zigerman,
Aye.
Councilmember Reese,
Aye.
Councilmember Mu.
Aye.
5-0. That passes unanimously.
All right, thank you so much. Lastly is public hearing number 5, Unified Development Ordinance UDO amendments for January 2026. This item is proposed to be continued until February 10th, 2026. Is there a motion?
Motion continue.
Ray, motion.
Second.
Second, Mahaffey. All right, Mr. Clerk, please conduct the roll call vote.
Mayor Pro Tem Mahaffey,
Aye.
Councilmember Gray,
Aye.
Councilmember Zigerman,
Aye.
Councilmember Reese,
Aye.
Councilmember Mu.
Aye.
5-0. That passes unanimously.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. Clerk, did I cover everything?
Yes, sir.
All right, that concludes the business for tonight's electronic meeting. With no other business being before the body, I announce this meeting adjourned. Y'all have a wonderful evening. I will see you Thursday at the work session.
Have a good evening.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Have a
Good evening. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye.